It's time for Leather Podcast.
So, R. Kelly, right? In the jail's getting made to sing at guys' daughters.
So is this the guards or the inmates?
No, it's like
Guards will be there at take fucking right, mate.
the cunts that run the jail, i.e. like the gangsters or whatever, like, hey motherfucker, you're singing Ignition to my daughter. 2 o'clock today. There's a clip though, like she's like, can you sing fucking, I don't know what
Locked in a closet.
Aye, and he just sighs it.
My man's
He sighs, right, and then he just goes right in it, mate. It's like that, but
Free Ron Jeremy.
aye. Oh, he's in
got
death
like-
store anyway, man.
He got 25, eh? He got 25.
He's in death row, isn't he?
No, I
Was
didn't
his for manipulating women into having sex with them? Like
So they say.
the guy is in the porn industry.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
He
It's
does not need to fucking be doing that shit.
Was it porn stars? He was convicted of doing it.
I think it was me saying we're doing porn on it.
Alright, just no normal women then.
Hashtag pipe dreams.
Big Ron was the first one I ever saw.
I partied with Ron.
I know.
She's
Mind
I
when you,
bet she was so brave.
you shared the one on your story. Sorry, Ron, you can't come this time.
Aye, it was at my tits. Aye, what about the BBC guy then? This is storming his pants down, man. Like,
So who is he? But I didn't know. I don't know this guy.
So it's obviously not been posted out, but social media just posts it anyway because everybody's like an unnamed member of the BBC.
He should just be going, aye, it was me, to stop every cunt else getting blamed.
Aye, is it like one of these things where it's like you're better just to be like, aye, you know what? I like looking at ass.
Gay guys are mad shaggers now.
Was the people that he was asking to do this underage?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Right.
but
So
would you
you
be shocked if they were?
Nah, he's a
BBC, man,
He's a
I mean.
BBC presenter. They do a bit of...
In this world where it's like this is just normal, and then you've got, was Mel Gibson not recently going out Hollywood making a documentary or
He
something?
did make a documentary.
Is that what it is?
He's made one.
And he's now
Dana
gonna do
White
it?
shared it.
Did he?
Saying, he said, anybody in the UFC, if you want tickets, I'll fucking pay for them so you can go and see it.
Wow.
So you can go.
That'll be a big list, though, yeah.
But Mel Gibson, they've tried to nail him a few times because did he not get hit with the... He was saying anti-Semitic
Aye,
stuff.
I'm sure he
'cause
was.
they
I'm sure he
didn't-
wasn't good with the bros.
They didn't want him putting out the Passion of the Christ in that.
I
It was
think-
to do with that film.
I think he was a bit.
He sails close to the wind, eh? He doesn't want to be upsetting the
But now he's
big
upsetting the
players.
whole fucking system
Aye,
because
now he's just
out.
bag it.
It's just a seedy world. See if you're a loser your whole life and then you become an adult and you get a little bit of power, there's a good chance these fucking losers are going to manipulate people.
Is the boy proper old? Who's been accused? The BBC guy? Is he old?
He's in a position of power. Aye,
Aye.
he's like an old.
We'll
Oh, you
61.
fucker.
We'll
Aye.
put the photo up so you can see who it is.
By the time this comes out, the boy will probably hung his cell anyway. So it's all good then, eh?
But it just seems to be.
Well, I
like-
don't know. If he's underage, then aye. If he's no, then who gives a fuck?
I don't know.
what I mean?
If he's just into guys, then that's.
If he sucks dick, he sucks
What?
dick, man.
But I know, but if the guy's like 16 and the boy's like 17, 18, that's
Aye, that's
come on.
That's a bit low, aye. But if he's like in his 20s or whatever,
So what's the score with the young guy? Just what dough? Just what's the money? Or like you liked him, or what's the score?
I don't know. I was hearing it was fucking
40 grand?
aye.
40 grand to see
For mids, man.
for the stink hole?
Is that no bad wee Patreon?
See, no fucking. Can't you just DM me?
So it's like keep it low, keep it high, keep it fucking super high. It shows the pie.
Keep it loose.
1,000 stretch.
Oh, on Patreon, did you see the other boys? They're doing a day out.
Aye.
You can pay for a day out.
Oh, we would get some belters come with us then, that. We would need up it, man.
We should definitely do something like that.
It's like that scene. What's the film? This is not good at all. That's going to be us, eh? In the toilet.
Observing report.
Observing report.
We should go 1,000.
What for 1,000? What we gain them?
The fucking 3 holes filled.
You can stay at my
I call
house.
that airtight, man. That's the mouth, the ass, and the fanny would be.
You just think it's going to be a bird?
Aye.
It's 100% going to be a guy.
I know. And he's like,
100%.
no, I do believe you guys did offer the airtight, the airtight package.
He's like, your rules.
Aye. I'll take one for the airtight package, please.
Like Scary Movie.
Right. Do it again.
Uncle Ray.
That's so good. Do it again. Makes her put the football helmet and the pads and that on. That's so good, that bit. Oh, what a fuck. I went to see Transformers the other night.
Is there a new
The
Transformers?
Dane Mary them, man.
Usual.
Between that and Rise of the Foot Soldiers, they will love us all, man.
Come on, with like
And they're getting worse.
bad
watched-
robots come,
I watched the
good robots.
just as we're in that sort of world. I watched the Turtles, the first one. It's shit.
Hold on now. What first one?
No, the 80s Turtles. No,
Right,
80s
okay.
Turtles. I'm talking like the
The
Teenage
new- the
Mutant.
huge.
Aye. And I watched it.
Megan
with-
Fox, man?
Aye.
Aye.
And it just
It's not the same.
shit. It was shit. I watched it with the daughter because I was on my Apple TV. I have got the Turtles, and I said, "Oh, let's watch this." And I had watched like the first 10 minutes of it, and I was like, "She's not going to enjoy this, so I'll watch this myself." And then we were out and about, and I was telling her about the Turtles. I was telling her about how I used to love the Turtles, how my favourite was.
Michelangelo?
Donatello, you're a Donatello guy.
Yeah, Donatello.
You've told us that.
He's a smart one, eh?
Aye, I like him because he
Aye,
brings.
in the old one though, but the new one, he's fucking shit.
But he's a geek. He's like
Aye,
a
he's
super
all
geek.
the
Like,
gadgets
like
and that.
fucking big milk bottle specs.
Raphael's the pizza one, eh?
No,
They're
Rafa.
all pizza ones.
I know, but he's mad for the pizza.
Mikey's mad for the pizza. Mikey's like a sort of surfer bro, man.
Raphael's the daggers.
Aye. Raphael's
Stabs
like the
constant.
last Ronin, and he's like they end up all dead in the comic books, and he's the last guy, and he just goes on fucking.
Do you think if your daughter watched the old ones, though, she would think they were shit?
Aye, and I didn't want her to dislike the Turtles.
My son loved it when he was wee as well. Full on, like, went everywhere with a wee shell that you
Mate,
could fucking put the toys in
So
and that.
I was very poor when I was young. I went and said Turtles every year, right? But I made my own costume for Halloween, talking about. And every year I just like changed the colour.
bandana.
So next I was Leonardo.
I'm Donatello.
Get the blue thread out of more.
There also was a female turtle. They tried to reboot it and make it a wee bit more friendlier for the opposite sex. Can you look up the female turtle's name?
I mean, why would you ruin it?
Because obviously they're all Renaissance
Diversity,
artists.
mate. Little Mermaid.
So I
Used to be a ginger.
All right.
No,
Look
yeah,
at
I'm
you
just saying,
showing,
mate.
showing some hate.
Some ginger.
What was her name?
Venus.
Venus.
It's flytrap.
It's not very Italian.
Oh, it's because of the vagina in it.
Cheesy
So
peeps.
I didn't know about that. A female
I didn't
turtle.
know that.
Aye, they tried to
Disappointed to hear that.
Later known as Bonnie.
Bonnie. Aye, you've got Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, Dave. Not really a great name, is it? I don't know many female Renaissance artists. I don't know if the females were allowed to do a bit of art back in the day.
I had all the toys and all that. Casey Jones. I had like the dump. Is it a dump truck? Was
No, it was like a wee minivan like kind of thing.
Aye, but they had. I don't know why I had. Did I have a bin lorry?
Did you
or
Aye, they did.
was that? I
I'm
think-
trying to remember the name of it. I've got it in my
the dump
attic.
truck
I'm
thing?
going up to get it today. See
What?
how you say that? It's I've got them all up in the fucking loft, mate. All stacked up. Honestly, loads of stuff.
You must have loved Rocksteady and Bebop because you've got that sort
Aye,
of
they were
look
the
about
guys.
you. You've got that
They
sort of
were
look
good
about
guys,
you.
really. They were the unsung heroes of the criminal
the
underworld.
Shredder was a great heel though, wasn't he?
Do you
Proper
remember seeing the
body.
Shredder
Knives on
without
the
his
pots.
mask and thinking, what? Is that it? I don't remember there being a dumper truck.
Aye, what's it called again?
Definitely had one. Because
It's got a specific
at the
name.
end, Shredder fell into it, and did Casey Jones know like hit it up, whoops, and then it fucking crashed him. And that's how he ended up all fucked or not.
I'm sure it had a name that they had to say, like, get there. And that was what they all dived in it. Dived in a bin lorry. Let's go and run cunt sewer.
So I downloaded like the 80s cartoons and we've been watching that, and it still holds up.
What a theme song!
I know.
That's the best.
Legendary.
Aye.
I had the old VHSs back in the day. That,
Aye.
but you only had like 2 episodes on the one cassette or whatever.
Aye. It was brilliant, but that's what I was explaining this to the daughter, and that's why I ended up downloading season 1
Cranks.
and watching it. Aye. But I remember seeing like Splinter without on rat form and the Shredder without his mask on, thinking, whoa, imagine what he looks like underneath that. And then you see me like, that just blew my mind as a wee guy. And it was like, I was explaining this to my daughters. Although we grew up in the 90s, I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. All the cassettes and videos we had were from the 80s. Like when you think about the Ghostbusters were an 80s film, But because we didn't have a lot of cash, and whatever videos were lying about, you would go to Woolworths and it would be like whatever was a couple of quid, you'd buy it. So we ended up with loads of like old films, and that's why it's like, yep, that was made in the 80s, but we actually had VHS. It used to be Ghostbusters for me. I'd put it on all the time. I'd be like, oh, that's brilliant.
So you'd get them cheaper because when you were a wee bit older, they'd been out for a few years.
I got
them at card boot sales, but they're still cheap.
Ingles Market I used to go to. So I listened to Tom Segura on Rogan the other day, and he was talking about when you'd find your old man's fucking porn VHSs back in the day. You remember that? You would have to rewind them back to the bit where he'd fucking...
That's my favourite bit. I obviously told you I stole one of my dad's pornos.
And you couldn't say nothing.
I couldn't say anything. It was just a mutual respect of, yeah, we dick.
Ken, you've got that.
Oh, aye.
Hand it over.
Aye, it's like, yeah. Did you ask Mom? Did you ask her if she's here?
That was the bit, you had to rewind it right to the exact correct bit, or he'd definitely know you'd been fucking at them, And now kids are just spoiled, mate. Just open the phone, there it is. Fucking beef curtains galore. You had to just...
You know what I love? See, because Trump's obviously, he goes to the fights and that. Mm-hmm. He's like, everybody loves him. Everybody loves Donald Trump. And they've got like Joe Biden, it's just falling about places and all that. And heavy getting terrorised for his brothers and aunts and all that.
It's laddie.
But Trump got basically the best pop of the night, man. Every fighter was jumping the cage and shaking right to Trump's
He's
horn.
always been a fight fan, though, eh?
Being the president of a country is a big fucking thing.
But he's nowhere in America, no.
But
he's still
But everybody like basically hated him in America as well. Like,
remember we were flying about in these scooters and people were getting used shit because we had the MAGA hats on?
Would you say it was half and half?
I don't know. I don't think it. I think just the most pissed off people shout the loudest, eh? That's a big thing. Like the most miserable cunts shout the loudest, don't they? And that's so it sounds like there's loads of these people who are, I'm angry with it. No, not really. They just fucking moan the most. And most people probably like, Donald Trump seems an alright guy. Likes going to the fights and that.
Donald Trump did rally a group of people into a frenzy to fucking storm the White House.
Oh, did he? did clearly tell them on Twitter not to do it.
But they were already up. I'm here.
But that's where the thing...
I'm here. I'm not coming down.
I don't know. Boys will be boys. But Donald Trump was a massive boxing fan. He was a huge Tyson fan. You can go and look up loads of... That's what I hate about the racism thing where I'm like, you can clearly see I'm going for pictures with all these boxers throughout the years. Black guys, white guys, Hispanic guys. Like, why was... I don't know. It's a weird one. And it was the Trump Plaza. If you look at, you can go back and watch loads of Tyson fights. You'll see the corner posts, all four of them, with Trump written doing them. Because he was a massive supporter of Mike Tyson.
It doesn't have to necessarily mean he's a massive supporter. It just means he's good at business.
No, definitely. But he also always said like he was a massive boxing fan. He was always at big boxing events. His whole like. You can look back and see, truthfully, he's been mad.
I'm not saying he's no, but what I'm saying is, see me in that.
He's a big Jorge Masvidal fan as well. Used to go to Masvidal's fights.
Love Scotland, mate.
He's at
pro Trump, mate.
He's in somebody's back garden watching Masvidal box somebody. Yeah, let's go. Go Big George.
Kimbo Slice is the main event tonight. That would have been quality. That was like one of the first things I found on YouTube. Kimbo Slice just fucking scrapping with cunts out in back gardens.
I remember it was bum fights. People were watching bum fights.
Mind the one getting it tattooed on his head and that?
Aye.
Do you mind they were going out like breaking into cars as well?
Wonder what he's doing now.
What one was he called?
Roland. Tattooed. And
one got his hands, Another one they gave him a bottle of vodka today. His head in that.
I had hat and love because he had one finger missing.
Oh, that was a mad one, bum fights.
Wild. It was just that time. The internet was just kind of becoming accessible, and there was stuff like Jackass, who obviously made it. Mm-hmm. He had like Dirty Sanchez, he had bum fights, he had like all this kind of...
There was one with Boys for Fife. They were on that Bravo channel called World Famous for Dicking Around. I don't know if anybody ever fucking would remember this, but it was on that... Do you remember that channel, Bravo?
Obviously.
Aye. Why, obviously, mate?
Because I used to wank it every fucking day, man.
Yeah, I can't. I've just kicked my cable.
Etc.
Was that what it was?
You used to have UFC on it, I'm sure.
Aye, Bama and that.
It was used to be you'd have a quick fly wank at Eurotrash.
Eurotrash, that's what I was going to say. The French guy.
I think Eurotrash was maybe Channel 4, mate.
Aye, it was, but that's what I mean. And you would.
Aye.
That's where I would have my.
What was the boy called?
The wee French guy.
Aye, he was a definite deviant. He should be in jail forever, mate.
It was the chick with the big doozers.
Aye,
Ferrari.
Lolo Ferrari or something was her name,
Like they were just too big, man. Even as a wee guy, I knew
she
they
got
were
murdered,
too big.
Her husband murdered her.
Did they? Was it Chris Benoit?
Chris Benoit never killed anyone. Right, have you been looking into this, mate?
Look at what?
Into Benoit.
That was aggressive as
I
fuck.
did it about 10 years ago, aye.
Right, mate.
Should I?
Somebody went into his house.
Oh, fuck, here we
and,
go,
and
Ross.
stole all his, never stole them. Said he took all his steroids out the house because he didn't want the police to find it while everyone was in their deed before the police got there. You think that's strange? It's quite strange.
Maybe
mate.
it was the guy that sold them.
I think it was, but it's somebody put in the comments of last week's episode, like Ross every week with stuff about Benoit. I'm like, aye, because fucking look into it. That's what I'm saying, mate. Just saying, look into it.
Aye.
You don't like
Mate,
conspiracies?
you could believe anything.
Nah, I just like it. So you think everything's the correct version? Like, just believe everything the government tells you, mate.
Well, I have got no reason to fucking put my head above the parapet and be like, you're lying. Like, it doesn't affect me that much.
I mean, it's not like they've lied to us before.
Well, no, but it doesn't affect me that much.
Do you think the Robbie Lawler fight was rigged?
No. I don't know if it,
You're thinking about it
I
though?
was like, maybe it could have been. Maybe Nico just went, no, I think Nico thought they were just going to have a move about for 3 rounds and then like shake hands at the end. Robbie Lawler just went, fucking see you.
It was some combo.
That was a beauty, eh? But that's what I thought there. Because that's what usually happens in retirement fights, eh? They kind of...
Did you shed a tear?
Oh, mate. When Joe Rogan was like, for the last time, I was like...
And I seen Jim Crute left his gloves in the middle of the octagon.
Aye, that
so
was a
he's
bit
not retired.
funky.
He's just got shit to deal with, he was saying.
Aye, feel out of love with the sport and all his sale, or he doesn't know who he is anywhere and stuff like that. So I say to Ross, now
It's
you're
such a
like,
hard sport, man.
you don't know what's behind the scene, man. Like,
It's such a hard sport to be. It's such a hard sport to be involved in, because one minute you're riding high, and Jim Crute obviously went to fight. He beat me. He went on a bit of a tear.
Jim Crute was looking like he was going to be the guy.
Aye, and then all of a sudden it just falls down.
who did they have with the big right?
Oh, it was Modestus, remember? He looked
Battered
he looked-
Modestus,
He
yeah.
looked pissed off and just went, wham, floored him.
I thought he nailed somebody else as well.
He battered Modestus Bukowskis, like.
But that's it, like, you've got all this pressure, and then nobody knows what's behind closed doors, or like, cunts go
His
through,
dad-
and then they
his
need to go
dad
and
was his
perform in
coach,
front of
wasn't he?
everybody.
His dad was his coach, I'm sure. Can you look that up?
I saw that his coach, when he took the gloves off and, like, because he was on his knees, he starts taking the gloves off and the coach kind of ran across and picked the gloves up and come on, jump up and that.
'Cause he's
I was
young.
Like,
He's young and he's hungry.
27, mate.
Aye.
He's only 27.
Still his full
Take
career
some-
ahead of him,
he
man.
But what he said was, he's like, this is what I wanted to be, with a UFC fighter my whole life. Now I'm here, and it's like,
It's not what I thought.
Well,
fucking-
that's what you do, I think, after you've been knocked out or
this
submitted a few times.
this is the time where Chris Bungard needs to phone him up and just say one word to him.
Survive.
And he's like, fuck, I'm back in the game.
Was a fucker again.
But, like, as I said, you don't know what's going
Aye.
behind the scenes, and people have all these different pressures in life, but sometimes fighting isn't everything.
It was a weird
to
fight
some
as
people
well.
it is.
Aye.
So it's, know what I mean?
But
I
if
don't
you've
know.
been bred, because his dad's a promoter, isn't he?
I don't know.
If you've been, I'm sure he is. I'm sure his dad.
You know what about his dad, man? Like, are you him? Are you his dad?
Maybe I'm.
Sam Greco was his trainer.
Sam Greco, he was like a K1 legend in movies and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think he's working with him anymore. So you never know what's happening in the background. It's like the same as any fighter.
100%.
Stuff happens and you see them like, that's not the guy that's normally in his corner. Maybe you've got relationship issues. He's 27. He's
Greeting
probably
for his
wanting-
wife.
Aye, want family, all this kind of stuff. And it's hard to be that guy and a fighter.
100%.
It's also because you're going. The first thing you're going to say to yourself is, "Oh, I bet he's not got these problems that I've got." Like, oh, his camp will be going well. Mine's going bad because fucking X, Y, Z. I've fucked up my knee. I've fucked up my arm. I've got knocked out in sparring. It can be anything, or it can be something like fucking mum just passed away. Whatever it might be.
Unless you're Paul Felder and your dad passed away and you come out like a fucking train.
Aye, it can.
Can do the opposite as well, aye,
fire
for
as well.
sure.
It can motivate you, didn't it, to put on an absolute performance.
Like,
Like,
son-
I couldn't imagine going out into Glasgow and putting on that performance the way Felder did.
How many days after was that? It was not long at all, eh?
So there's these things. There's these things that either
Mate your brain, eh?
fuel you or burn you.
I think he'll come back.
I hope he comes back.
It's mad, eh? Like Jim Crute. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say anything bad about him.
Aye.
Everyone, even DC commentating on him was like, "Oh man, he just needs to, get an arm round him." And I was like, even DC wants something to be like, Come on.
Right.
It's
I guess it's the state of the light heavyweight division at the moment. Isn't it?
it's fucking wild.
It's a bit up.
All over the place. Cunts are leaving and everything.
Fucking Jimmy Jones just need to come back down and just be like, hey, fuck's going on here? I left for a couple of years and you're fucking about like this, boys.
Well, now he's fighting Stipe.
Aye.
You think so? Or no?
Well, I don't know.
You think
like,
for
Back
sure?
go, yeah.
what else?
New York.
What? Aye, I'm in here. But what else
Storm the
happened?
cage, Paul.
What else happened this week?
You're going to say Francis,
Francis and fucking
Tyson Fury.
So could it just be like,
Of course.
oh, you're doing this? I will. We don't need that because we've got this.
Aye.
Could it be that?
I think so. It looks
I mean, it's the
awfully
fight
like
I
that.
want to see. It's a fight everybody wants
Are you
to see.
into the Francis Tyson Fury thing?
No, really.
I'm a.
No, really.
You like it?
Tyson Fury's the greatest boxer of your generation as a heavyweight. He's beat Klitschko. He's beat the who's who of boxers. And you want him to go in against... I'm not going to insult Ngannou as a striker.
No.
But as
I
a
know
boxer,
what you're saying.
he must be like a
He's not a
substandard
boxer.
He's no.
He's not a
like,
boxer.
You're not looking at him and thinking, whoa, look at that head movement, look at that, look at his control. He's a power
No, you'll
puncher.
get schooled, man.
And that's... And
You'll get schooled,
I
obviously.
don't want to watch that. I don't think that's a...
But I was more liking the fact that he went for this fight and everybody slated him. And as soon as he was away from the UFC, everybody started to slate Ngannou. Like he didn't run through everybody, you know what I mean? He was actually tearing guys' heads off their shoulders, man.
Would he
like,
tear
he was
his
scared
off?
people.
Would he-
Jones.
would
I think he
No.
did scare people.
Aye,
I think he
100%, man.
genuinely scared people, eh?
You
Francis
watch it, the
Ngannou.
second Stipe fight, like
The fucking...
it was a shell.
What he did to Alistair Overeem, mate. Like, fuck me.
Jones would
Probably took 10 years
maul
off his
him.
life.
Jones would take him down and maul him.
He's just too well rounded.
But I'm just happy that he went and actually done it because everyone was slating him. And they didn't start slating him until Jones was back in the scene. Like, these were all loving him 2 seconds ago.
It's this
So
sport.
get the money, fight in the PFL maybe once or twice, and you maybe see him back in the UFC.
I think
maybe.
he will.
I
I've
think
said
he
this
will.
for a while. I think you've got... Do you think
Unless
he's
it's
burnt the bridge?
Jones,
Do you
but-
think he's burnt the bridge?
Unless it is Jones, unless
Aye.
Dana
Maybe.
White
That's
can
what I
be
mean.
like, right, I'll open the door if you fight Jones.
Aye.
Do you think, see, because he's with PFL now, do you think in his contract, in their contract, that they maybe get a slice of the Fury fight? Like Dana would if he was at UFC?
Definitely. Like, because Dana would
What's
have
the
got a
price
slice
they're
with
McGregor.
McGregor.
What's the price is 100 million the price that's being said here?
I've no idea.
I heard 100 million. I saw somewhere at 100 million today. I don't know, can you look that up at all?
No.
Just checking there, I can't
don't think-
any confirmation.
And it seems to be there's just wild numbers getting chucked about, but I don't want to say that was on Ariel. I'll wait till Ariel Helwani says it.
Remember Fury's like, he's got a big dick and that.
Aye,
in the
I
ring.
know.
And he's just like, what?
Like, see, I'm not excited to see it. I don't think I'm going to, like, I wouldn't.
I like to believe either guy could win, eh? And I don't believe
You
that.
don't believe that, aye. When you're watching a fight, when you're watching Volk versus Yari at the weekend,
I believe both guys could win.
there's a chance where, right, there's a flip, and then once the fight actually takes place, then you're like, right, aye, that was the only way that was ever
Well, I
gonna
thought
go.
Jim Crute would win.
Aye.
So, and I thought, like, who else did I fucking get wrong? I can't even. I got a few wrong. But
The Moreno fight was fucking amazing. So good.
I had him as well.
So
I
good.
thought he'd win.
Go
But
the distance.
Aye, 5 rounds, but just amazing, wasn't it?
Savage fight,
Oh,
like.
both of them just gone for
Savage.
it. So that guy fought in Glasgow, the champion, the new champ. The guy, what was he called? What's his name?
I don't know how to pronounce it properly, so I'm going to butcher it, eh?
So he fought Neil Seery in Glasgow, the Irish guy. So
He's blast for the past.
he's been in the UFC for a long time as well, but he beat Moreno 3 times, mate. So he beat him in the Ultimate Fighter house. He then beat Moreno before Moreno got cut, and now this is the 3rd time he just took his belt off him.
That's wild.
But they're now saying.
But they're all close fights, and just big
I
fan
didn't
of
feel
Moreno.
that was that close. I thought it.
I thought it was 3-2 at least.
I
it was
thought it was a bit
definitely
wider than it got given.
New champ, definitely.
Aye, like that's what I mean. Like,
But Moreno's just nearly quitting him. He's just always there. He's always swinging. He's
took
all
some nasty
just-
shots as
Aye,
well. A
big
couple of
shots.
kicks to the head that I thought, like, fucking hell. They were like clean, like boom, proper, like eyes roll back job. And he just fucking, he comes back down and
He's
he
just
just
a
comes
cool,
back in.
cool wee guy, you know.
He's a
what I mean?
great
Like the
cunt, mate.
Funkos.
I was speaking
and the comics
to his
and that.
manager, so
Lego.
they've got their own training facility out in Vegas.
Right?
Aye,
Where-
because he moved from Kansas.
Yep. So he's got his own training facility. He brings all the boys in. Who is it? Is it Jacob?
Aye.
I'm sure Jacob's his manager. We met him in
Maybe like Mexican guy, isn't he?
Brazil. I think he has American. Remember he invited us to Hingy? He invited us
After
to...
party, was it, no?
Where was it he invited us to? Where's it you go for spring break?
Ah,
Cancun.
Palm Springs.
Mate, Cancun. Cancun's a
He's
spring
like, we're
break.
going to go there. And we're
No, Tijuana.
Tijuana. Get some of that Tijuana titty. So he invited us there, and he seemed like a cool cat, didn't he?
Aye.
But
But they were doing all the OnlyFans stuff in that, weren't they?
that's right. They were pushing that because OnlyFans is trying to get away from stink holes.
I done a wee session with Brandon in Vegas as well,
That's right,
a wrestling session, and he's just a cool guy. We were talking about him, but he's very small. Obviously, flyweights are small, but you don't understand how small he is until you're beside him. And they'd brought in this like DC's fucking college wrestling coach. That's who that guy was.
He was good, man, with that hip.
The technique they were showing, they were just drilling. I was just loving it. But I was
heavy session.
I was looking for I was rooting for Moreno.
So was I. I don't know. He's just kind of fan.
Is it Panchona? I don't know.
That's
How to
Gilbert
pronounce it.
Burns going Raj as well when he fucking got his hand raised in the crowd. Gilbert Burns going
He was nearly great.
Raj,
Brazilian's great, but he was like calling out his dad because his dad left him when he was young. He said, "Do you love me now, Dad? Do you love me now?"
I never saw that.
It was quite sad. So that kind of went viral.
What a bitch.
Now everybody's loving him now, you know what I mean? But the full card was honestly one of the best cards I've watched fucking years.
Volkanovski just handing out the smoke, not giving a fuck.
And then
His control was impressive.
That ground and pound is savage.
Aye.
Like,
So James had spoke about our coach had spoke about the setup where he gets him biting on the feint.
did you see exactly what he did as well? Then?
Aye.
He went right down it.
He
and
went down
boom.
and then Yari obviously defends
React.
and then he comes up, whomp, and nails him. And James is like, that's what we've been working on the last
I was actually watching that on the treadmill today. Watch it. He just like proper, like he's going to fuck it. It looks like he's going to run in and header him. And he like just goes
good feints, man.
Like
Good
gets him, he
feint,
bite right, he proper
Aye.
like bites right on it and fucking bang.
that's what they say. A feint is a shot, basically,
Aye.
because you're getting that reaction.
And that starts the whole exchange, which leads to the finish. Was off that one feint. It was good.
And it's crazy to think like Yari is an absolute monster with these kicks. Look at what he did to Josh Emmett with the triangle kicking it absolutely lumps him. And then you get a Volk who's just like, nah, that's not working for me.
He's so good everywhere.
He took some. He took
He
took
take
a
a
few
shot.
big kicks
The
like
kid.
Volk. Fucking
Keep right down the middle and a big straight 1-2, bump, and he took it like a champ.
so big Israel. He went wild.
I don't like him, man.
Nah.
I don't like.
Do you know? Just think it's an act.
No, because he's in the crowd like I'm manifested this. I'm like kept saying it and saying
He
it.
says weird
Like you didn't make fucking DDP finish Bobby Knuckles like that. That was nothing to do with you, mate. Know what I mean?
Can we just say about somebody finishing Bobby Knuckles the way he did?
Aye.
That's impressive.
Beat him the fuck up.
He just goes for it, doesn't he?
He
just
does, and
smells a bit of blood and he just see the big body shot as well.
See if you're watching technical wise, it looks wild, doesn't it?
Aye. That's what we
you
were
know-
saying. Like he looks a bit just like.
Aye, like-
Did you see his headlock take this?
Aye, mate, got him, dude.
But Ben Askren's like that. Sometimes it's ugly, but it's about getting them there, which is true,
It
man.
was good.
And that's probably how you can beat Izzy, by making it.
I think if he gets Izzy down, he'll be fucked, man, because he's a good grappler. What did he submit till we like mother's milk or
So
something?
long
It's just fucking
so long as he doesn't.
put his weight on him.
Do you
That's
remember
right,
when
he just rode him up against the cage and he couldn't get up.
Just small
And Till's a good grappler.
He's
It's not as
back
if
to his
he's...
feet.
It was, what I liked about Whitaker was he was just kind of stepping back. Everyone was the hands down. You know, he looked relaxed. Everything looked cool, and then he kind of started to take it at the end of the first round.
Calf kicks as well, wasn't he? He was getting kicked a lot.
But when the buzzer went for the end of the first round, he got up and it was hands on the hip, like he was cut. His eye was cut. He was a bit of blood, and he's like. You see him take the kind of deep breath and like, I didn't think I'm going to fucking pull this one off tonight. And then obviously second round just got fucking attacked.
You get
but-
touched.
And then they bring him in. So let's talk about it, man.
So what?
He's
do you
an
think-
idiot.
He's an idiot.
He's
It's
an idiot.
It's a stupid thing to say. But
I know
do you
we
find it offensive?
we spoke about it before, man, but you can't go and say it about 20 times in the mic in somebody's face. And he was calling him a cracker and that as well before.
Aye,
it's
he's
like,
definitely
what's
done
going on here? I would just headbutt him.
Do you think it's just an act, mate? Or do you think he genuinely feels...
I feel like he's been disrespected because he says he was the real African or whatever it was because he's born and bred in South Africa and
Aye. Which he
obviously
is,
like,
is an African.
Adesanya was from Nigeria, I think, or something. But
He's born in Nigeria. and
so
moved to
obviously
New Zealand.
there's he's turned into a race war basically.
It's a fucking massive continent, though. It's not... It's the equivalent of, like...
Jenki's just doing it
I think
so
so.
people fucking
Clout. Just
buy
gets,
the ticket and tune
aye,
in.
mate, because you want to watch, don't you? And
Well, we're talking about him.
Aye.
Would you have been speaking about?
probably no.
No.
I don't think Duplessis is a huge draw. I don't think a lot of people outside the, like, again, how many times have we said this? Do we just know who he is because we love MMA? Or is he a big name? Don't know. He just beat Robert Whittaker, so to me that makes him a fucking big name.
He's shouting like, go and get a DNA test and all that, and I'll get mine.
The 23andMe stuff. Mate, he's 100% a fucking South African. Like, he's as South African as they come. He's got a fucking Dutch second name and everything. Like, of course he's a South African, but if you went all the way back, probably European. But you're going to have to go back quite far. So he's still a fucking South African. I don't see how this is an issue, eh? It's a stupid thing to make it an issue over, but it's bringing a lot of attention to the fight. So good. We want... You know what I mean?
See.
So I hope they make a lot of money.
When are you looking at having that thing?
I'm not sure. Is there a...
Is it Australia or New Zealand or something?
I don't know. Is it in New Zealand?
It's got a numbered. What are we on?
90.
9 something.
290. I think they said 294 or something.
Oh,
They said
quite
something
soon.
like that.
But you know what's the best thing about this? Is Sean Strickland's just going to have to go fucking up another level again, eh? What's he going to come out with now? It's like, fuck, you just say racist stuff, you get title fights.
He tweeted right after, he's like, I'm pretty bummed out watching that because I think he must have thought that maybe Bobby would have won and he would have got a title shot. And then, so have you seen the Adesanya thing about the China thing and all? Have you seen all this?
No.
So I don't know if it was his kickboxing days, but he says that he was Chinese.
Right.
Have you seen it?
I've
So he walked out with the flag and all.
I've seen Hingy talking about it.
So Strickland's like, I want to fight the first ever like Chinese, whatever. So because he's been doing all this, people's been sharing this interview in the video. So he walks out with the China flag, one of his fights and all, and he's
definitely kickboxing China.
I don't know, man. I'll send you it, man. But so Strickland's been seeing the shit with Khalil.
So, what's this about? Khalil fucking squaring up to him in the gym?
Khalil rocked up to the gym. He called him out because he was talking about him. And Casey and Neil was tweeting, son. So I watched you and you were being nice and all, and then he was going back and forth. And Casey done a video like she was giving him the finger and all. So basically, Khalil's like, he walked up, was like, I don't like the way you're speaking about me, basically. And he's like, I'm going to continue to say the shit that I want, basically. And he left, basically. But who knows? Who knows, man?
Did you listen to him on Rogan, Strickland?
Is he wild?
It's not worth a listen. I think he talks a lot of piss, yeah.
Is he just trying to like make himself bigger and bigger?
Because he didn't used to be like that, man.
No.
Like years ago, he was like the quiet
he's
guy.
getting the.
I genuinely found him hard to listen to. I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but
he's getting the eyes, so he's like, right.
He's on Rogan, mate.
Hey, I'm just going to keep on with this.
So he came out with one like, I just used to go about with a knife on me and that. I'd fucking love to just kill somebody now. It would make me happier. And I'm just like, oh, mate, shut up.
Have you seen his road rage videos?
No.
Where he's done like 4 different ones. He's videoed it. He's like, pull over them now. What you got? You got a gun on you? Like, no guns, no knives. And it's like all different people. Have you not seen it?
No.
Some at night, some during the day and stuff like that. It's hilarious, man.
Guy's going to end up.
I don't know. I think it's a gimmick.
It's for sure, of course, mate.
But I still
I'm not
think
saying
he's
he
a bit
didn't-
fucking crazy, though.
I'm not saying he didn't have a bad life growing up or that, but like fucking pick names of UFC fighters out of a hat. They all did. It's everyone, mate. It's not just you. Like some are worse than others. I'm not saying that, but
Just stays in Vegas, mate. Fights in the fucking the Apex
Mate,
every
I like
couple of months
watching him.
and makes mad money.
I like watching him. I like watching Sean Strickland. I hope he does well. I actually thought he should get a title fight. I would have liked to have seen him against Adesanya. I don't see why not. He's entertaining. People like watching him. He'd have been a good fight. I think Adesanya would mince him in the stand-up, but he
I mean,
can
DDP would be a good one.
Aye. Well, I kind of thought that might happen because it's quite a big jump for the places.
Aye.
No, think? Nah?
What does he go? 5 in a row?
But then,
Won 5 in a
again,
row.
but then again, if you're beating Robert Whittaker, that seems to be the
next
thing.
title, aye.
Like you beat Whittaker, you fight Adesanya. Seems to be the done thing. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Who's Strickland going to get now then? Because he'll have to get somebody.
I think Cannonier's fighting Hamzat.
Is that confirmed?
I think so.
What's he been up to? What's going on? He was the big thing, and now he's just kind of.
Usman was talking about him in the press and just saying,
I seen Usman was trying to get that fight as well.
like, just if you're not going to fight me, then just stop talking, basically. Which is
So they must know something, though, eh?
Hamzat's annoying though. Like, just fight somebody. You know what I mean?
How
Do you
long's
think
it
it's
been
him? Do you think it's him though?
No, because the UFC put on fights. The UFC make it happen. So it's not as if
Aye.
the UFC, listen, we've got this guy, you're fighting him. They pretty much strong arm you into taking fights. So I can't see why they wouldn't do it with Hamzat.
So it must be him.
Potentially,
Aye.
Where's he been training out in Thailand?
He was. I seen videos of him in Thailand. And is he still going about with Darren Till and stuff like that? Is there still a thing?
What was Darren Till not doing? Some BK boxing, bare knuckle boxing? I think that's what he's getting.
I don't know, man. Don't have a clue.
It's going. There's some weird stuff going on behind it. The thing is, the longer you wait, they just make a new guy. There's just a new guy. They're just bringing a new star who we all get behind and want to watch. Like if you didn't grab your opportunity, like we'll go and watch someone else then. There's fights every week.
But they're saying, Dana is saying that he was basically saying fuck USADA about the McGregor thing.
Oh, so Dana's not a USADA fan.
So
This
they're
has never been a secret.
You say basically saying McGregor will probably still fight at the end of the year, even though
Chandler.
he's not in the pool. So like, I don't know if he's getting some sort of Brock Lesnar treatment or. But Dana's like,
You think Chandler cares?
He says, "Who cares what he thinks?" So I'm like, why is Dana saying that?
Maybe they'll get rid of USADA.
What I mean, why is Dana saying that? I know you're one.
Super juice divisions.
So Chandler tweeted today a Christmas tree emoji, as if feels like Christmas. Maybe he's just got a date. Don't know,
Maybe
but
it's going to happen around about that time.
Aye.
When's
Christmas
300?
That's a while though, mate. Christmas
no,
is
really?
6 months.
No, what I'm saying is UFC 300.
Oh, right. Oh, so maybe that's what you're saying then. Christmas has come early kind of thing.
aye,
Right.
or
So
but Paul could be right because he was they were aiming for the
Aiming for
last
December.
pay-per-view of the year.
Is there any word on when 300's going to be?
But he's 0 and
Because-
7 in the
Because
Ultimate Fighter.
they like to put on
0 and
these.
7.
They like to put on these big shows, like 300, 200, 100.
Spring 2024.
So
year.
that potentially could be what I'm talking about. Aye, because you're going to want a bang for your buck with the 300. They're the
Aye, of course.
sure.
So you hold that off and you're like, well, he's probably right. Fuck you, Sada, because
Hi.
I had you Sada another day.
You would need you need a for 300. I would like a McGregor or a Jones
That's
or
what I mean.
something like that. Know what I mean?
I think they were
Trying to
talking.
be Musk fee.
Aye, that's what they're talking about. Elon Musk. He can't have that. Come on, right.
Musk is in better shape than me. I seen Zuckerberg. I saw a picture of him the day and I was like,
That's right. Who was he standing next to? He was standing. Was it Izzy?
Izzy Adesanya and Volkanovski. This cunt's fucking popping. What's happening here?
Because they're fucking billionaires, man. They get all the good stuff, man.
That's true. That's true. I've got to make do with fucking.
Sonnen said that Zuck phoned him.
Aye, I think that was.
Mate, Chael Sonnen says a lot of stuff. Chael says things
That aren't true.
He tweeted out the apology, or he did a video apology to Francis today. He's like, all right, good job, Francis. I know I said you'd never do this, but well, you've done it. Moving on.
What about the guy with the knee injury? The guy that blew his knee out? How could you help him?
You could help him, mate.
You could go to a certain website that Ross knows off by heart because I keep forgetting the end. Is it
Right, I'm going to
.co?
stop right here. We are pissing this, by the way.
You're very bad.
See when I
You caught
see
me
the-
off guard there, mate.
See when I see the other podcast rocking the
Aye,
G4
they've got a jingle. They've been doing it for years, mate.
Mate,
This
I'll tell you what's
makes
worse.
me fucking sad.
People have been tagging me in it.
Aye.
Have you seen it? Folk have tagged me in the fucking.
So let's get this.
G4 claims. They
Let's
sing
get
it.
this. And I hope to God when it comes to you, Ross.
See the Ultimate Fighter, the guy did blow his knee out, so I was thinking that the that you're talking about, I'm like, god
So the
damn.
guy that blows his knee out, how can we help him?
You can go to anaconda.co and fucking get hooked up with a knee brace.
What
That's
makes
you
this
can
knee
do.
brace so special?
I don't know, Ross, but doesn't.
Doesn't he slip? Will only come off in training. Straps at the top and bottom, and it's got a knee pad on the top. Boy messaged me the other day using my discount code MADSHAGGER, which is a real
Yes.
code.
Have you tried the knee brace?
I've tried it on it. It's good,
Is it
but
comfortable?
I don't have any knee problems, so I don't know. But
I use it as like a, see if I'm shooting takedowns, drop 'em to the knee. It just gives that wee added bit of protection.
'Cause it does have a nice wee bit of padding
But
on the
what
Does it
the
slip off
real
when you're
people
rolling?
want to know, no, it's got
Doesn't
like
he
a little-
move?
It's got like a little
Beautiful.
plastic rib that stops that from happening. Tell us the number, Ross Cooper.
doesn't have a number. It's anacondafinewear.co.
Yes, we nearly had it, man. We nearly had it.
Or just go to our Instagram and click. Like, don't be like typing stuff in. It's mad.
Go to
Just
your Instagram.
Go to my Instagram. Code MADSHAGGER or Leather10.
For what's that, 25% off?
I think you get 20 with MADSHAGGER.
20.
Or,
So-
you go for leather 10 and get what?
10. So obviously you're going to go MADSHAGGER Also, please tag me. I'll share you
What
on my
else can you
story.
get out Anaconda?
Rash guards, shorts. I like the so I was never into the Valley Tudo
Yes.
shorts. No, I'm into them. I started wearing
they're
them.
comfy.
They're
They're
good,
comfy,
mate.
man.
They are good. Like the rash guards are 2 for $59.
Sweet.
So there you go.
So guys, if you are needing new training gear for Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, the place to go is anaconda.co. Use Mad Shagger for your 20% discount, or use Leather 10 for a 10% discount. You know what one to use. But guys, check them out, Anaconda Fightwear. So Chris, you were away at the weekend.
No, wasn't it?
You
Public transport?
you were at Transmit.
Saturday.
I seen Sam Fender playing Frightened Rabbits, Modern Leper.
aye,
That's
you
kind of
cover.
cool. Aye,
I didn't stay for Sam Fender, to be fair.
because you were
Drenched in mad
drenched,
wet.
right? Mad weight. That's what I was looking for.
So
What was your concoction?
I got a wee last minute VIP number with my mates. We done the VIP 1 year. It's good, innit?
It's good, man. Aye.
It's not good when it's fucking drenched and teeming down. Kasabian were playing, so I kind of floated about the wee mojito bars and stuff like that we were doing, and the cocktail bars. Kept pissing down, we were going in and out wee walks. Seen about 10 minutes of music, mate. Seen about 10 minutes. The VIP bit was alright. But
Tell me what was the concoction that got you in the state of?
I can't tell you that. I can't, mate. But I was pretty fucked up. But I only had a t-shirt on, man. I'm a pure schoolboy era. I knew it was going to rain, so I'm like, oh fuck it, I'll get a poncho if I need to be one of the gay poncho things, know what I mean? So,
Soaking wet and cold.
but I didn't get a poncho, mate, so I was just drenched. And then I seen my mate with his daughter, she's quite older now. He's like, we're going there now. We've got the motor just parked outside. 3 mates. I'm like, you want to go there now and just go back to watch UFC and stuff like that? I'm like, aye, fuck it. I don't like Sam Fender anyway. But it was just too wet, man.
Aye.
Aye.
Do you know what it is, mate? You're getting old.
Kasabian were good though.
You're getting
They
old.
were alright. Kasabian were alright.
The daughter was there with the boyfriend.
Wee man. Call me the wee man.
The rucksack out.
He was there with the.
With the 2020 in one hand. Lieutenant Super in the other.
Aye.
Pro drinker.
At least it's not getting to you, bro.
It's no like it doesn't even bother me.
I'm glad
Did you go to gigs with the daughter?
I'm glad you
I
liked
did.
it.
We went to. I've taken her to Buffet. We've taken her to
Transmit?
Libertines.
You transmit before me?
No, we did Kings of Leon.
That's right, aye, so
I enjoy music. My daughter enjoys music, so I would like to take her to more.
That's just kibbed, bro.
But I'm sidelined. And not that it bothers me or anything. Not that it bothers me. We should have like
I'm not raging.
we should have like a graphic. Fatherhood with Paul, it comes up, and it's just me crying, like a star wipe.
I'm just getting to sing to Bad Boys when she goes to his daughter.
No, the kid doesn't care. The kid doesn't care who I am. The kid doesn't care.
The Dennis effect.
Aye, he
It's
just.
really raging, bro.
Aye, but I'm not that it annoys me or anything. But aye, she went there with a boyfriend. There was issues with the train. She was saying. They shut High Street Station because it was just overwhelmed.
Full weekend?
I don't know if it was a full weekend, but
Saturday.
they shut it for that.
Or did she go the full weekend?
Aye, she went the full weekend. But aye, she said she enjoyed it. Music was good. Weather was quite shitty. But what I said to her was, I was like, it's much better that than being roasting hot, because there's nothing worse. Like I remember going to Teen the Park and it being absolutely sweating.
That's when you get the casualties as well.
And it's the ground dries and it's really dusty and it's absolutely stinking, and so I'm like, yeah, you had a much better experience of a festival. But now,
That is basically like a Scottish festival, isn't it?
do you know what?
You need a bit of rain, puddles.
You know, it's I know I sound like I'm
Like
a
weather-wise.
bastard, but kids don't care about music. Like, for what I see now, the kids couldn't give a fuck about what it is.
What
When
do
we
they
used to
like?
go to Tea in the Park, it was about going to see a band. Like, oh my God, such and such is playing. And people don't go to Transmit anymore for that. They sell tickets before the lineup's even made. Right? And I'm not saying that all the guys who headlined at this time weren't headliners, because Pulp are definitely headliners. 1975 are headliners. Sam Fender's headliners. All these guys are headliners, but they're no fucking headliners for me. I want to see proper bands. I want to see proper artists. I don't want to see shitty flashing pan artists who, in 10 years' time, people will be like, oh, remember you used to listen to Sam Fender? Remember, we used to listen to these kind
So
of
why
things?
why do you
want
think
icons?
why do you think the kids go?
Because
just for a day out?
No, it's like a rite of passage. That's what I see it as. I don't see it as they're like, oh, I can't wait to go to Transmit to see the 1975, because it's not about what bands are playing, it's the experience.
Creamfields was like that when I was younger, though.
Kids getting dressed up, kids getting boozed at their bag, and then it's a rite of passage. They get to go into school the next year and be like, hey, I was at Transmit, it was brilliant. And remember that time we did this? Tell me what song you enjoyed. Oh, well, I don't really know.
Aye.
Whereas I was excited to see Sam Fender, like, I seen that. It was James that told me, he was like, oh, did you see Sam Fender covering Modern Leper? And I was like, no, that sounds brilliant. Went on and listened to it and was like, fuck, that's good.
Is it you who's got the Frightened Rabbit football top? Did I
No.
think you had it?
No.
Football top?
Oh, definitely
Aye,
not.
there's like a heart style Frightened
Nobody
Rabbit
getting
football
that.
top.
Nobody getting that. My boy Liam will not be happy. Good hibbies like us.
It's a maroon. I'll send you a picture. Someone I know has got it. It's a fucker, like.
So I've been reading, I'm like nearly finished Glue.
It's deep, eh?
Aye, I used to like Juice Terry.
So we know why they call him Juice Terry.
Aye.
Because he used to work on the juice lorries.
He doesn't
It's not
want to
because of
work-
the big loads he shoots.
Aye, he doesn't want to work anywhere else anyway, because he's like, he's need them to deliver juice in
That's
the scheme, and he's like, no, that job's become obsolete, and he's
Juice
like, well,
Terry.
right.
Juice Terry's a great character.
He is.
Sorry, mate. I don't know. Have you read this book as well?
He's
not
in,
me.
he's in porno.
Right.
He's got, what is it he says? His dick's like
bad
two,
man.
his dick's like two cans iron brew stuck together.
He's a mad shagger, eh?
Aye, but
That's
he's
why-
now so this book Glue, it's like so it starts off with them kids, and they're starting primary school, and it said their dads are fucking off and leaving them, and it's showing who.
Look after your brother, but
Aye.
they once. Aye.
Is this merge into any other one?
Aye,
They all
merges
merge
into-
into each other.
They all
Maybe
merges in,
it's
so you're
before
reading,
or after?
So you're reading them, and you're like, oh fuck, that's Lisa for porno, or that's like there's like Begbie robs one of the American boys.
The toilet.
Oh,
Is that might be Train Spotting, actually?
No, it's no. This is this because the American boys are looking for the singer, and they're out with just Terry and Rab Birrell.
Aye. Oh, Rab Burrow.
Aye, whose
good
brother
character
is
too.
wee Billy, but Big Billy the boxer. So it's their stories of growing up, and it's their different versions of events.
Yeah, loads of these are based on real people, eh?
Are they?
Or I'm told they're based on real people. Like Spud is supposed to be Irvin Welsh.
Is it?
That's like a common rumour you hear. But I've never heard that for him, so I don't know. I would have to hear it straight for the horse's mouth, but that's like a common theory you hear is that Spud is Irvin Welsh.
That's cool.
Like that was his life.
Spud's obviously fucking pan-breed now.
Is he? The guy who plays Spud is dead?
No, in the book.
Oh, right. I was like, what the fuck?
And then obviously they just Terry robs the house, and Spud's there.
Juice Terry's a mad criminal, eh?
Aye,
That's
and so just Terry's in the house,
the Stenhouse, I'm sure.
and Spud's in the house robbing it, but the boy
I
Spud's
think I've
got.
got glue in the house.
The boy that Spud's got with him has shit in the carpet.
Well, they do that in every house they burgle.
Aye.
They always do that. They burgle houses.
It's a class thing, innit?
Aye. And then they're always moaning because the fucking stuff goes out of date and that. Like, so they steal people's electronics and then they're like, "There's no point keeping this because fucking nobody wants to buy it in a couple of months and that." It's good.
So it's a fun book.
Aye.
So I'm nearly finished that.
Always
Hopefully-
shits on the carpet though.
and that's what it says. It's a class thing. We want them to know. Big shitey. So one of the boys is a junkie, and his ass just collapses.
Bandits.
Is that it doesn't have a solid shit because he's a junkie, and he just fucking skitters out of this boy's house, and one other boy slides in it, and just Terry's like, "Fuck you shitting in the way out for?" He's like, "You shit as you're leaving with the stuff." He's like, "You haven't even packed anything up." But so I'm in the process of getting probably about 80-90% finished it, so hopefully finish it before I start my weight cut. Pick up another book. So any recommendations, hit me up with what you suggest. Do I stay in the world of Irvin Welsh and go maybe to crime?
So last week it was 30
Nice.
years. Did I say this to you at the gym actually? There was a day last week it was 30 years since the Trainspotting book came out. That's mad, eh? 30 fucking years. Like, I mind reading Trainspotting at school. I had the book with the orange cover, and I can't get it. The one I've got now, I just bought a new copy a few weeks ago.
What was it, 95 or something, the film? What was the film?
Oh, I'm not sure when
Aye,
the
it would have
film
been
came
good,
out.
but aye.
90s, wasn't it? Definitely 90s.
I mean, my dad letting me watch it, like, just being like, you want to watch it?
96.
96. I remember the
95.
Baby Dawn was probably the worst. Like, see the baby going on, it probably doesn't hold up.
In the book, it's even worse though, eh?
Aye.
The book, fucking, the baby dying in the book is horrific, eh? Junkies, mate, that's fucking happens all the time with them.
But nah, it's a good book.
Sick
Fun.
Boy's a Dad.
Sick boys to die, right?
Definitely.
So I'm in the world of Irvin Welsh again. Just stay in there.
I want him to come on the podcast, mate. I think that would be like...
I could get it happening. I could make it happen.
That would be a big fanboy moment for
I know,
me. Like.
we would all be like, and what about this? What about this scene? What about when this happens?
I just want to know... I want to know if that's true. Like, are you Spud? When you're writing about this.
See,
is
if he isn't, and you just insult him by going like, are you Spud? And he's like, yeah, cheeky
what are you talking
bastard.
about, you idiot?
Just
No,
say-
read the books.
Just say I've heard a lot of rumours or something.
That's how it is, though.
He does quite a lot of these, like, I don't know if he does them now, but he used to do like loads of like Q&As when he was obviously releasing books.
Goes to Italy to write
Does he?
his books. Like,
You think you'd be right in the middle of Leith? Doing the Leith walk.
Deep Leith. I was driving about in Deep Leith the other day and I was just like, ugh. And then you drive to some parts that are nice, like it's been all developed. Like, see where you were.
I'm in Leith for night.
You were in Deep Leith, mate. You did.
This is the old acting, isn't it?
Aye, one leaf walk, that is.
So what is that? Right at the bottom of Leith Walk?
Aye.
Next to the Weatherspoons, the foot of the
At
walk?
the pubs, upstairs. There's like offices and stuff like that. But Kaylee, the podcast, big fan Kaylee, came and got tickets for the Havoc show.
Very good.
So he's all buzzing to see us.
Good, man, we're going to hit it. And we potentially might have a wee roll in this, a couple of gypsy boxers. Is that what's happening?
Aye.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got mixed up there.
So the scene, it's got to be a mad scene. It's like a yard with a cabin in it. Everybody's fighting. So they're looking for two guys that'll just punch fuck each other.
I've got a vest.
Look realistic.
I've got a vest.
You could just go for it, don't you?
Curly hair like a gypsy.
Have you got a Gucci belt buckle you can lend me? And I'm in.
couple of dags.
Mate, I'm up for it, 100%. I'd love to do that.
Aye, I seen you answering the question that Gary said.
Aye. So, he seems a cool guy, mate.
Aye.
Send location.
He knows Irvin.
Aye.
Gary knows Irvin.
It'd be great. Listen, that would be brilliant.
And Phil, who I'm in the scene with,
Coppola. Is that how you say it?
holds pads for Irvin, and he was in Train Spotting. He was the one that punches Spud and that.
He used to be...
Spud tries to do the boxing in the second one, and he goes through the shots on his
Right,
so he
right.
punches my mate Phil, and then Phil just knocks him out.
In Holyrood Boxing Gym as well.
Aye.
Isn't it?
So I think that's where Phil used to train with your man that's obviously passed away now. So there is the avenues there to speak to Irvin. Definitely get me on.
It'd be brilliant. It really would.
I would just be sitting there like that.
Obviously, as fans of the book,
Aye.
like we speak about it so much on this podcast.
It's had such an effect, though. Like, I don't think people really...
I think it's because where we grew up. I don't think it's. Although we never grew up in Edinburgh, that part of the world, we grew up roughly the same kind of scheme.
For me, reading it and seeing places that I know well, it's mental.
Aye.
When I read it and you go, and we were sitting at Stenhouse Cross, I'm just like, fuck, I just drove up Stenhouse Cross.
But the movie is globally. Like, you can go anywhere in the world
100%.
and they know, like,
Everyone
all the
knows it,
Americans
eh?
love Train Spotting.
I was listening to a podcast. It's the Rewatchables, and he spoke about like,
They know it. Every wee detail, they know everything.
and you're watching, you're like, that's brilliant.
Our wee corner.
But I would say to him, I'm not happy with how he's portrayed Begbie in T2. That annoys me.
Why?
See when he takes his son to sell the telly.
Oh, when he's
To
like,
Irvin Welsh, which is what's his name? It's no Galloway. It's
when he's like forcing him into the life of crime
Aye,
and that.
and he's got
Slap some with the money.
he's got the telly, and he takes it to it's Irvin Welsh. Who does Irvin Welsh
I
play?
can't remember his name.
can't
He's in the
remember
first
the
one
name.
and all.
Aye. So anyway, he's like the guy. So he takes the telly to him, and Irvin Welsh buys the telly off of Begbie, and Begbie's like, "See, and he's coming out, walking out like a ticket, and there's loads of tellies in the place, and it just kind of like it belittles the character of who Begbie is for me, because Begbie for me is like an amazing character.
But in the book, he's far worse as well.
Aye, he's
Like, he punches fuck out his missus.
but
And
he's still the guy in the area, whereas this portrays him as being a bit of a former shadow himself when he comes out of the jail.
I think there was too much of a gap. What is it, 20 years in it, basically?
the two films.
Aye.
There's scenes I like. Like in the
I
book,
like the second film.
the scenes I like are the one where Begbie's in the toilet and it's in the book. It's a brilliant scene where
He hears him.
Renton's doing the shite and Begbie's next to him and he's like,
Drops of Viagra. Is that still Viagra in the book? He drops on?
No, he needs toilet
no,
roll
it's
in the
paper.
film.
He's like, fucking pass
Aye.
the paper in now. And he passes the paper in and he realises it's Begbie.
yeah?
Aye. And he realises it's Begbie sitting there and he's like, oh yeah, fuck her. And then he starts to
That scene in Terminator
Terminator 2. where
Train
he's like
Spotting
this.
2 is brilliant, though. See, The two of them in the cubicle. It's one of the best scenes.
But that's in the mate. I've caught many boys taking gear in the toilets. I've worked in there in that club. It was Bongo Club. The toilet scene's Bongo Club, but the actual when they're moving about the nightclub, that's in the Cav, which is shut down now. But I've worked both of them. But even then, like I'm watching the film, I'm like, fucking yes, Rob Charlie of cunts in there.
He was that a transmit?
Irvin was.
No.
Big Bobby?
Rob Carlyle.
Was he?
Was he?
Who was there to see Pulp?
Aye. But he was with his family and his daughters and that, so I don't think too many people wanted to go and
I know, that is the worst. You don't want to go
Interrupt
on. You don't want to go on.
although if he was here on Saturday.
I'd have been up there.
Aye.
Aye. What would you have done? Would you have walked up to him? Casual like?
I spoke to him on Twitter one time, but I'd have been I couldn't know. Speak to Robert Carlyle, man. Fuck.
Would you call him Bobby? Hey, Bobby, what's happening?
Grab Francis.
Franco.
Franco.
All right, Franco. What's happening?
Get some of your cigarettes.
Did you bring the kids?
That is the fuck, mate.
that is the one.
That is legendary.
Did you bring the kids?
He's doing a lot of like fucking not Disney, but like Snow White stuff in it, isn't he?
Is he?
He was in like 28 weeks later, which I thought was weird. That zombie film.
Aye. No,
Why
he's just done he finished the full Monty
Full
stuff.
Monty season in it.
But he was doing a lot of the like the Witchman and Huntman, all that stuff. What is that?
No, it was dark. Looking After Jojo.
Aye.
Remember that series
Aye.
on the telly? Robert Carlyle. It's fucking played just like the same kind of
He's one of the best Scottish actors.
for sure.
Can we have like a top 4, top 5 Scottish actors?
Top 5, yeah. I'll go for a top 5.
Because we'll get Sean Connery.
I was going to say that's
But here's
going to be tough to beat.
But here's the thing.
Why
Sean
is he
Connery.
so good?
1 second.
Because he's only been in about 4 films.
I know that's what I'm going
Just
to
gives
say.
him a wee slap.
Because he slaps a woman.
Is she a good actor? Let's be honest. Because
Yes.
when you compare him to
What is he good in?
It's a superstar.
I'm not
mate.
hating
It's a
because I like
superstar.
No,
I like
I know
Sean Connery.
superstar.
Was he good because he was a good James Bond?
Maybe.
well,
Was he good in The Rock, Paul?
what is it? The scene me like
You're best.
You're best.
He's a fucking icon, though.
He is a
Right.
Scottish
He's
icon.
dead anyway.
But let's
Deed, aye.
let's be honest. An amazing actor.
Yes.
Nah,
Shagger?
he's a full of shit.
No, but
Definite
is
Shagger.
he top 5?
100% a shout.
No, he's no top 5. He's no
Is
top
Ross's
5.
top 1?
Away.
Right, so you think he's a better actor than what's your man for filth, James McAvoy?
Yes.
Because he's probably number 1. Ewan McGregor probably number 2.
I don't know about that.
Whoa.
I don't know if James McAvoy's number 1.
James McAvoy's a fucking
Very good.
heavy
Very
hammer.
good. Very good. He's very good, mate.
I don't know, Robbie Coltrane's alright.
He's not bad, and he's in he's with Hagrid.
Yeah, it's like, no, he's a good actor, mate.
Aye, Cracker.
He's not
You
been
ever
in
watch
much
Cracker
lately.
Saturday. He's too soon, mate.
Oh.
We're going to fire up some Scottish actors that we can't hinky.
I was at Harry Potter's.
Tennant.
David Tennant.
Tennant.
Still better than fucking your
Why,
best.
why do you hate Sean Connery?
I don't
mate?
hate Sean Connery. I just don't think he's you pick him
What about
because
Karen Gillan? Do you like Karen Gillan? Even though she's female?
aye.
She is a good actress.
She is a good actress as well. Aye.
She's from Inverness, mate.
Jenna Butler.
No, he doesn't get anywhere near him.
I don't know about him.
Hey,
He's good, mate. He's good.
He's an action hero. But remember, we're talking about.
Jerry Butler.
Aye, he's an action hero.
Peter Mullen, mate.
James Cosmo.
Yes,
Peter Mullen.
Peter Mullen.
Peter Mullen makes my top 5. Definitely.
He's see him in Ozark.
Aye, amazing.
Brilliant.
That's
Absolutely
pure
brilliant.
random that he's in that,
I know.
isn't it?
You're watching it, you're like, that's fucking Peter Mullen.
I love Peter Mullen.
You'll know James Cosmo's face.
No, if his second name's Cosmo, mate.
He's in Braveheart.
Aye.
Oh, the boy with the big scar.
No.
let's see.
No, the
What's
old
his
cunt.
name?
The old
Oh,
guy.
the old ginger guy.
The old guy.
Oh, aye.
Oh,
Who's the boy with the big?
Guy's in still game.
He's got the massive.
Prick of a man.
He's got the massive scar. What's his name? It's a fucking huge
Oh, you're
scar.
right, the guy was in Sons of Anarchy.
Aye.
What's his name?
He's a guy.
How did he get that scar? Too talking when he should have been listening.
No, he's got the.
Aye, he was in Gladiator too.
No, it's a Chelsea smile. I think he's got. I don't think it's.
I think it comes up for the side and round.
Tommy Flanagan.
Tommy Flanagan. Aye.
let me see him. Can you spin that round to have a weekend at it? What about your man
Scar
Martin
like a
Compton
Bond
as
villain.
well?
Tommy Flanagan, mate.
Oh, aye.
He was in Peaky Blinders and everything. Eh?
He's in everything.
So we've rattled out a few, and you're saying Sean Connery.
Who's
the
number
most
one then?
He's the most
He's your most
identifiable.
What about Obi-Wan Kenobi? Is he no number 1?
iconic. No, I'm going to say James McAvoy. Number 2's Obi-Wan.
I don't know. James McAvoy's good.
James
but
McAvoy's a heavy hitter, man.
Ian Glenn gets a mention, I know.
How about Mel Gibson, mate?
Good damn, mate.
Did a lot for the nation. Held off the English at
Pretty
Stirling
sure
Bridge.
you're fucked.
He's good too. Stephen. Steve.
Oh, that's a tough one. Right, what's your 5? Give your 5 in.
I'm going to go McAvoy, Ewan McGregor.
I'm going to end up forgetting somebody that's going to annoy me.
Aye.
McGregor's good.
Like Peter Mullen. Peter Mullen's definitely up there as well. It's hard.
Nah, I think picking a one is hard, but there's
Is Conor your one?
Conor McGregor. Ewan McGregor.
Chris
Maybe,
Bungard.
maybe.
Connery, I says.
Chris Bungard.
Connery. Oh, right.
John.
I don't know. Like, he's just that, like, maybe it is just
How
'cause
about
he's the
Stevie
most-
Podden? Hey. Stevie Podden. Shout,
I don't
Bob.
know, though. Ewan McGregor's good, eh?
I'd say McGregor.
But again, is that because you're drawn to, like, Trainspotting, or you're drawn to start, like, is it to do with the films they're in, maybe? Not so much how they...
I watched The Big Man in Big Fish last week. You seen that?
I'd say when you're thinking about it, like, wait, apart from the big fish, but what other ones is he like? You're like, oh, that's good. That's good. acting.
Trainspotting.
Aye, apart from like Star Wars and Trainspotting.
Aye.
I watched
His brother's a pilot or something.
What do you call it? The Shining fucking
I like him in Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep. Aye.
I like him. His accents can be a bit ropey. See when he does an American accent.
He says Stockton wrong as well, and it's bothered me for my whole life.
Is it?
Seeing that film, he says Stockton wrong, and it's just...
Billy Connolly.
Can't let it go.
Do you know?
Billy
Connolly is on the list.
Connolly. And his
But he's
cameos has
no-
been pretty good.
He's not an amazing actor. You're not going to be like, "Wow, he had me."
He's good in The Hobbit.
He had me doing. He's absolutely terrible in The Hobbit. That's the worst fucking part about The Hobbit.
He's a debt collector.
He's fucking. It's just his face.
It's good, that one.
It's his face is just put onto a
Dwarf.
fake skeleton, and I'm like, this does my tits in, and then the goats are running about. No, that shit annoys me now, but that does annoy me. And
Battle of
that-
the Five Armies is a good film. I work with this boy, Conor O'Neill. He's never watched a single Lord of the Rings film.
well, he's a fucking dick then, isn't he? Sort your fucking life out, son.
I think your man you're in Vegas with playing crabs.
Compton.
I think he's a really good
Crabs.
actor.
Getting crabs.
Oh, you bastard.
I think he's a really good actor.
He's a good actor. Aye.
Are they?
I even feel like watching him in the.
But TV's his gig, innit? Like, do you
Do you think there's a
could see him-
difference between TV actors and film actors?
Oh, aye.
For sure, eh?
Definitely.
Aye. So you can be a guy who's like great in a series, but then they put you in a film and it doesn't merge.
Who's the one that was in The Hobbit as well, and Cold Feet and stuff like that? But I think he could be Irish or English. You know what I'm talking about?
I know you're talking
But he's amazing in TV. You know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about.
So
Plays one of the Hobbits.
I feel like
Dwarfs.
I feel like when I see
Dwarfs.
him in TV, he's brilliant. But
Was that no Billy Boyd?
No, he's one of the hobbits.
can't remember. Can't believe.
Should go to the Hobbits.
That's some combo for an Irish name, eh?
Type in.
Billy Boyd.
Type in Cold Feet,
I was going to say type in the Hobbit.
but
He's one of the dwarfs.
aye. Well, I feel like his movies aren't the best, but on TV, he's always a good like inspector or the cop or whatever. He's really good. So
It's mad you get these guys who they're always that
Compton
guy.
as well. Compton's
Oh,
brilliant.
James Nisbet?
James Nisbet, aye.
Scottish.
Maybe Irish, maybe. You got Irish in him.
He's for Northern Ireland.
Aye. He's good. I like him. I'm a fan of his shit.
So we can get at least get
thriller.
a top. We can at least get a top
See
three.
the one he's talking about, Ewan McGregor, see when you look at his films, nothing really that stands out.
I don't feel.
Nothing stands out.
Oh, like, apart from Trainspotting,
Aye. Trainspotting in Star Wars.
that's the only part.
Oh, is that all?
Go and fire up his
Aye,
IMDb.
What,
Do you
mate?
think Connery's up there because he was a
Highlander.
good James Bond? Highlanders.
Then Highlander played the Spanish guy.
Aye, I know. That's so fucked up, innit? Ramirez.
They offered him
Yeah,
Gandalf.
His name's Ramirez.
Aye.
They offered Sean Connery Gandalf, and Sean Connery's like, I don't get it, and they were like, listen, you don't need to get it, you just need to read.
You just need to turn up, mate.
And he's
You'll
like,
get
and
paid.
we'll give you a percentage of what the movie makes, and he's like, nah, and he would have made fucking millions, man.
Bajillions.
So the bits for The Rock with Nicolas Cage, he didn't. The bits with the two of them, they were never together.
Were they not?
He'd show up in these end bits and just leave.
Does he not get on one?
I don't think he gets on with very many people.
I get
it's just
that.
fucking
Well,
big time.
got that impression.
Not a closed hand, you know. It has to be an open hand. So when you slap them, it doesn't leave a big mark.
John Patrick Mason.
Right, give me some of
Love the Rock film. Seen it?
McGregor's.
Right, so we've got Moulin Rouge, Christopher Robin, Doctor Sleep,
Good.
Robots,
Oh, he plays the wee robot.
The Island. I forgot he's in Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, plays the Red Martin.
I fucking hate that whole season. I hate Harley Quinn. I never even bothered watching Birds of Prey.
That's an underrated film, The Impossible. That's good.
Don't be dissing Margot Robbie, bro.
That's the one with the flood.
Can't wait to take my
Aye.
daughter to see the Barbie movie.
I've seen that. That's good.
Aye.
That's fucking intense.
So take the words back. Take
That
that
is
filth out of your
intense.
mouth. Thing he's in that as well. We Spiderman. Young Tom Holland.
So is that the thing about the tsunami? Mm-hmm. That's fucking intense as fuck watching that.
So number one is James McAvoy. See James McAvoy.
I'm saying Peter Mullen, fuck it. I'm pushing the vote out for Peter Mullen.
Aye, we'll leave. We'll run.
I'm going Billy Connolly. I hope he sees this. Billy, we love you, bro.
We do love you, Billy, actually.
He said all right to me once. Hey, it's my claim to fame.
Is it?
Aye. I was leaning against the door of Shakespeare's, fucking just about asleep. He'd been on at the Usher Hall, and he just walked up at the side of me. He was like, all right, how's it going? I was like,
All right,
yeah, I can't. That's Billy Connolly.
How's that wee jobby?
And he was like, how's your shift been? I was just sitting. He was like, I'm just staying over there. I'm just going to head away.
Definitely comes his hair with a
I'm going to
fucking
go
fire.
Peter Mullen, Ewan McGregor, Sean Connery, James McAvoy, and
That's five.
I'm going. That's four.
That's four, mate.
I'm going to put a female Karen Gillan in it because she's good. She's from Vanessa now. She's in Guardian. She was in all that shit.
I think she's kind of sexy when she's got her hair shaved like Ross Cooper.
She's fucking hot as fuck, mate.
But where he'd
Very hot.
shaved like Ross Cooper, I think that's hot.
You like a shave? You like a
And
shave?
blue as well, like Nebula.
Oh, aye. Now we're talking.
You like a shaved head Rose Namajunas?
Just sucking it. Sucking the tap of her head.
Jizz on your baldy head.
Dressing up like Thanos. I'm your dad.
What's I think there's a better female actor. The girl McDonald.
was in
From
Breaking Bad and
she was
Faces?
she was in also Trainspotting.
oh no,
I'm
she's
watching Breaking
brilliant.
Bad now.
Kelly McDonald.
She's
Kelly
in
MacDonald,
fucking
aye,
No
she's-
Country for Old Men.
Yes.
Amazing, mate.
And she's also Meredith in Thingy. So she makes it.
No, she's better than
Who's
Karen
she in
Gillan.
Breaking Bad?
She's the wee Gloria lassie that gets poisoned at the end.
Right.
Oh, so I've watched Breaking Bad, but my son's watching it now.
Is it?
So I watch
She's
it with
always
him.
in. Is it Ted? Ted's ear.
Do they shoot her mum? Does the boy shoot her mum? Is that one? Shoots the mum at the door.
I don't know.
Chaps the door and then just fucking.
No, that's Jesse that does that.
No, they make Jesse watch. Do they know?
She's good in Boardwalk Empire.
Aye,
Aye,
She's brilliant, man.
She's a heavy hitter.
aye.
Heavies.
No, she's well at herself. She's
At the end of No Country for Old Men, obviously Anton Chigurh goes back and she's just sitting there, but he's already fucking killed the husband, and she's like, "You don't have to do this," and he's like, "Your husband made the choice." Basically, he's like, "If you give me the money, I won't kill your wife," and he flips her up.
See, when I first,
Really good.
I've watched that film now about 10 times, right? And see, the first time I got to the end, I was just like, "What the fuck?" Like it's just a bizarre end. Do you know what I think? It's just like it just ends. It just
I think it's because the death's off camera.
because it's been well since I've seen
Builds
it.
up.
We were speaking about it recently.
Obviously, the guy who plays the guy with the money he played Thanos and stuff like that.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah. So his death's I've seen. You don't see it. You just rock up. He's dead. And it's like this big build up because
You've heard the shootout at the
he's
hotel,
moving.
eh?
Right.
So Kelly MacDonald and her ma's leaving, and her ma's like pure fucking. I don't want to go to fucking El Paso or whatever it is. But these wee Mexicans come from behind them who are trying to
Help with the bags and that.
Aye, and he's like, "Where's going?" She's like, "El Paso," and that's how they find out what hotel he's at, and that's how they kill him and get the money. But brilliant film.
That's what happens when you tell your missus too much.
Aye. Or the mother-in-law.
Aye.
Coen brothers, amazing, man.
My mother-in-law's Irish. She never shuts the fuck up either, man. I'm away out. Bye. Oh, your mum's over. I see you later then.
Guys, if you have been involved in a non-fault accident and you're looking for support and you don't want to, you know what? just listen to these guys. These guys are much better than us.
You know what you can sing, you know?
My man. What?
100% of your claims. G4 claims.
If you've ever went to see 36 Crazy Fists and got into an accident that wasn't your fault, then get in touch with Nicole and the gang at G4 Claims. Stephen, how do you reach them?
You can reach them on 01698 767 172. That's 01698 767 172. What else can I do for you, Graham?
Well, they can sort you out with a like-for-like vehicle replacement. Nicole and the girls at G4 Claims are going to make sure that everything goes
And
Al.
And Aldo, do not go to your insurance company if you've been involved in an
How many
accident
times
with
do we need to tell you?
Don't go to your insurance.
Listen, honestly, there's people been here in the past where they've phoned us personally and went, I've just been involved in an accident. And we go, is it your fault? And they go, no. And I go, well, what are you doing, man? Hang up the phone and phone the number now. G4 Claims, they make it easy for you.
100% of your claims. G4 Claims. G4 Claims.
104 Claims.
Amazing.
Fucking
Died.
aye, and I'm talking
However,
dead.
you got replied to.
Oh, aye. Perry Goodwin. Perry Goodwin.
Aye. Aye. So obviously somebody sent him the call out, but I already called him out and asked for a fight and basically got the fight anyway.
So he is the person. We are the people.
You know what?
It's one of them.
That gives you, like...
He's like, be careful what you wish for. I'm like, wasn't a wish, mate. It was an old-fashioned call out, bro. I done you a favour. Like, I got you back to a bigger show in your hometown. I stay an hour away at Redcar. Who gives a fuck, mate? Not me. Nobody cares. So fucking aye.
It's good to put a face and a name and a date and a time. All that
100%.
to work towards.
Aye.
Good fight for you.
A lot of tickets already sold as well for me. So there'll be
Me and
numbers.
Coop will be there ripping the dick out. I'll be doing that.
You've got to actually go with him. Take each other's.
I am going to be my fucking dial.
You're going to fail your next USADA visit. You could get a strike.
So what about you, Coop? Still, what you've been up to just hustling?
Nah, mate. I was at my work all weekend. I got no reply to my call out, unfortunately. So, moving on.
Wasn't it a call out though, was it?
It was a very polite offer.
Would you like to have old fisticuffs with me? We had I took the daughter to a science fucking stage show.
How was it?
That sounds fucking horrific.
Well, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed.
What? Describe it. What
So
is the
it's
show?
two presenters. They come out. They tell us a wee bit of fun facts. Like, well, these are the different types of energy, and then it's all about.
Younger daughter.
Aye.
Aye.
The older one was at Transmit,
Transmit,
so we were like, we'll take her and do this kind of shit. And then they like shit and fire. Like show you what happens if you burn nitrogen. And it's just a big explosion and shit like that.
Potato clock.
No, it was proper explosions. They were using like nitric oxide, the stuff that freezes. Nitrogen in it. So they were using all this kind of stuff. They were mixing it with boiling water. They were showing like the chemical reactions, and they were explaining the stuff to you. My daughter likes science. That's like for a kid, she always wanted to be like involved in that kind of world. So I'm like, right, you lean into it with them. And apart from that, she watches this other thing called Dr. Paul on Disney. This is an L boy that goes. He lives in like, say it's like Utah, and he's just fucking fisting cows, hands up their ass, man. It's like a vet. It's a vet, man. And every opportunity this L boy's get a chance of fisting a cow, his hands up its fucking stink hole. And I'm like, what are you watching? She's like, Dr. Paul, and I'm like, cool.
I'm not gonna lie, mate. That sounds.
It's rough. It's rough, and I'm like, you know what? I watch Irwin's or something. Irwin's a wee bit friendly.
Does he ever have to put animals down?
Aye, he has. And there's animals with like loads of porcupines, man, and they're like the dogs are trying to like
Dogs
attack
are bit them and get all the needles in their
all this kind of
face.
stuff. So that's the kind of stuff she's into. So we went to this science, and it was all right. It was all right.
What he's watching? TV wise, you got any shows on to go?
I've just been busting books, man. Busting books.
I'm watching Breaking Bad with a wee man. So like he's 12 and he said, I've heard about it and I want to watch it, and I was like, fuck it. Aye, why no? Watch what you want. I couldn't give a fuck.
I'm on Yellowstone.
Mate, I keep threatening to watch Yellowstone, eh?
Kevin Costner.
Aye,
He owns the ranch.
You're in deep into. You need to invest a bit of time.
Is there a lot of seasons?
Aye, I'm in 3, I think. But I think There's a lot. I've heard there's a lot of spin-offs, different ranches and different
Is there no
dates
one
and,
before? There's
like
there's
1955
there's
and all
a
this
new,
pish. But Costner's a man.
Kevin Costner was good, man.
So he's got this like kind of right hand man.
He's no Ewan McGregor, like.
He's not Sean Connery.
I know he is. He's the GOAT.
He's got this right hand man that he's grew up since he's been a boy called Rip, R.I.P. And he just doesn't take shit, man. He's the guy. He is a guy. If you're watching it, you're going to love this guy. Just shags the birds, batters every cunt and all that. So I'm like, down the line, this guy's got to die and this show's got to be shit. So,
And I'm going to be
You're looking
sad.
forward to that.
but it's good. It's just like every season's like somebody else comes in trying to buy land.
And he's
So they've got this land and other people try, like Indians are trying to build casinos, rich guys are
Native
trying.
Americans, bro.
Sorry, bro. And then they're trying to buy the land, and
Goddamn
they're
Apache.
like like cattle police, and then they'll all end up in shootouts and all that. It's mental, man.
it's
But
just
it's
quite
fun.
good. What
It's
about
good.
Kevin Costner in the film with Aston
The
Kutcher?
Guardian? Amazing, mate.
Fucking so good. isn't it?
Amazing.
So good, isn't it? You like.
It's like one of my favourite films.
Aye, no,
honestly,
no. It's
Have you seen
probably
it?
not my
No.
favourite film, but
One of
like,
them.
see when you watch it,
It's a feel good film.
it's fucking
Aye.
good.
So Kush does like the young guy.
Aye, he
that
was
shows
breaking
up.
records. He was like a
What would you call them?
swim captain,
The-
new recruits,
No, the sea police, like, but
sea police,
Navy.
sea police.
no,
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard. He's Coast Guard.
Sea
Coast Guard.
Bowlers.
So your man's got the records, hasn't he?
Aye.
Costner's the old dog, and Ashton Kutcher comes in like cocky and
Young, handsome, does the swimming, was like a Olympic level swimmer, but ends up killing his pals in some sort of designated driver thing, and then he then decides to try and help people. And
We've all been there.
Costner's like, I don't like this kid. I don't like this kid. And you've got the guy with the bleach blonde hair that's in everything, and he's always a baddie.
I can't remember.
Dolph Lundgren.
No, it's called The Guardian. The guy with the blonde hair, you'll know him. See when you see him, you'll be like, aye, he's playing.
Is it the guy who Desperate Housewives?
Aye,
He's,
aye,
he's in Yellowstone, mate.
is he?
And he's a baddie.
He's a baddie.
Aye.
He has to be. He can't be a good guy. He
You
can't
seen
be
that-
the guy that's like a love interest. Like, oh, he's so
Is he no like one of the generals as well or some shit?
Aye,
like
he's like one of the actual trainers.
Aye.
And Kevin Costner comes in and he's like trying to old school it. And he's like, you can't do that.
Who's that man on like all the boards that? Just want to tell him I'm going to fucking replace all these fucking
He's like,
records.
tell him yourself.
Aye.
Points to him up the
Amazing.
back and say, Costner.
You could probably see where the film goes though. He starts to like him.
Aye.
You seen there's an Expendables 4 coming out? I
Is
saw an advert for it the other day. I was like, I get 50 cents in it.
As you do.
Why no, eh? Randy Couture's in it too.
Honda House is in it as well, isn't she?
Is she? I'm definitely not going to see it then.
We're still waiting on, what's it called? McGregor and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Roadhouse.
Yeah, it's still to come.
Oh, when is that out? It's mad that we'll go and watch that, and then be like, what the fuck?
I know. We watched, when I was the last time I was in Vegas, I watched Roadhouse with Matt Long and Oddie's apartment.
Aye.
And it was brilliant. You forget actually how good it is.
Roadhouse is so good, man.
Some doorman, like, set the bar, set the standard. Oh. I don't know. Well, who's Conor McGregor playing in this film, though?
We don't know.
Is it, you know, though?
No, I don't. I've got any horse in this race.
Oh.
For what I know is
plays a
Jake
part.
Gyllenhaal's a ex-UFC fighter. His mate's Conor McGregor, who isn't Conor McGregor. It's like somebody else.
One of your mental mates, basically.
And I think he's probably like a bad guy that's maybe a good guy.
I think Conor McGregor's a bad guy for sure, in it. Got to be a... No, I think bad guy. See him dropping his sparring partner.
I don't know.
Well, the-
with
Oh,
the
the fire.
Then
Kick to the body.
he lost. The guy lost after it. So he's 0-7 in the Ultimate Fighter pool. 0-7. They've got one fight left. Else it'll
I
be
seen
a
him
clean sweep.
squaring up to fucking Chandler and pushing him in the face.
Aye.
So,
That's because Lee got beat Lee Hammond. Dominated, then got caught right at the very end with a guillotine.
Oh, that's right. And I seen him asking for the next round.
Aye.
2 rounds.
so
He's calling him a little Bellator tick. A Bellator tick.
have any of the fights... I've not watched any of it, to be fair. Has any of the fights been close?
So it's prospects against
OGs.
veterans who have been to the UFC and been
Cut.
So they had the chance of like half and half each, but they just went full on. We'll go the vets, you'll go the prospects, and the veterans. They've got families. They've got houses. Some of them run their own gyms.
They're no hungry.
Got bills.
So they they kind of need where these young prospects, or some of them are undefeated, be like 4 fights, 5 fights. These guys have been in the UFC a couple of times and they need it more than them, and you can tell in the fights where.
Oh, so you think the prospects are always hungry?
So the prospects aren't hungry?
No, they just don't know. They don't have
The experience.
real men, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Right, like
Life issues.
aye, like basically
Fighting for-
family,
fighting for
gyms,
something.
aye.
The
Where
ability to fight
some
for
of them are
something.
still staying with their mum and dad. No, they've no go what the other guys have got basically. So I think that shows because they're 7-0 down. Not I mean, so that's what I feel anyway. I think it was a terrible idea. Prospects against veterans. These guys, they've already been there. They want to be there again. They're doing everything they can. Where
Well, I get
these
paid,
guys
eh?
are fresh, man.
Fucking remember what it was like getting paid. That's will I go back?
So they've got one more to go.
What do you
before
think?
it's,
Clean sweep.
Aye, I think so.
Do you already know?
I don't know.
No.
Because before the show started, Connor tweeted like
I know.
John
Carving away in that.
carving
eh?
away works, we win basically. So everybody's like, "Fuck, he's ruined it now. He's not won a fight yet." So I don't know,
Gets the
man.
people going.
Aye.
Lying to them.